So now if we're designing a match study, what ways do we have to match? So first of all, we need to distinguish between cohort studies and case control studies. In cohort studies, we want the matching factor to be evenly distributed across the exposed and unexposed. So you'll select the exposed and then you match the unexposed to the exposed. So if the exposed is smokers, you will select smokers and then you'll match the non-smokers to the smokers, for example, by age or gender or whichever factor you are interested in. In a case control study, you match to distribute the matching factor evenly across the cases and controls. So you select cases and then you match controls to the cases. For example, if cases are cancer cases, you match then the controls to the cancer cases. And there are good and bad ways of matching. There are different types of matching, for example, one-to-one, also pair matching. For example, you're looking at two twins and comparing the exposure and outcome among those. You could have a one-to-many. For example, if it's difficult to recruit cases, you might have one case and two controls. And then many-to-many, which is also known as frequency matching. In general, as much as possible, try to do the least amount of matching as possible, because you're really going to put a lot of resources and time into matching. And unless it's absolutely necessary, you want to really consider whether you want to be matching or not. So an example would be, if in a case control study, if you're frequency matching by sex, then you would want the same proportion of males and females among the cases and the controls. What are bad types of matching? Caliper matching is a really bad type. For example, saying that your cases are 50-year-old or 6-year-old, and then you match a control plus or minus 2 years. The problem with this, you don't really know where the controls belong to at the end, and so you're going to have straight overlap. For example, a case age 60 will be matched to a control age 62. By case age 62 will be matched to a control age 64. And so even if the case and control have the same age, which is 62, the participants will belong to two different strata. So this becomes very confusing in the analysis. So you want to stay away from that. Also, matching on neighbors and friends, we've seen that is a problem even when you're controlling for, we're selecting controls, because we're now overmatching strongly on the exposure. And so this overmatching is something we want to try and avoid.